many people, when they decide to go through this coach certification program, they call up and ask me, do you think I could be a good coach? Some of them even send their CV to me, saying that these are the things that I've done in my life, so can you really look at it critically and tell me if I could be a good coach? So tell me, who could be a good coach?
That's almost a setup question. That's interesting. I'll give you my answer, and I'm more interested in your answer to that. And I'll ask you that.
Yeah.
My answer to that has nothing to do with your CV. It has everything to do with who you are as a human being. Are you interested in seeing people thrive? Are you supporting people? Have you supported people all of your life, whether it's in your community or your family or your company? To support people to grow, support people to understand who they are, to make their own decisions. Do you have a sense of compassion? Because the human experience and the human journey is tough sometimes. And do you have a compassion for supporting an individual through the tough times? I think those are some of the more key elements. It's not a degree. It's not even necessarily the context of your job in the function or the vertical or the industry or the space that you've been in. That helps, but for me it's not the key to being a great coach. A great coach is compassionate. They love supporting people to thrive. And if you have those two things, the rest is gravy.
Interesting.
Well, what do you say to them?
Couple of things. In fact, I was not really being a good listener when you were talking, because I was thinking that this question is going to come to me now. So I had to answer that. Wrong behavior from my side. But some of the things that came up is, a kind of a possibility-seeking attitude.
Yeah.
Rather than problem-seeking attitude.
Love that one. Yes.
There's always a human possibility.
Yes.
Am I operating from the highest possibility for myself, and am I willing to support the other person to operate from the best version of himself and the highest possibility, which to me is a great one. And connected with that is, am I really willing to look within, which is what I call the mindfulness or reflective. And if I change that into some of the behavior pattern, I would say non-judgmental and listening.
Yes.
And that's where I do believe what you said at CV is not really important, because these are human basic qualities that we all have.
Yeah, I agree. As you say that in terms of the curiosity, the possibility, as opposed to focusing on what do you want as opposed to what you're trying to get away from or trying to fix. The idea that the coach is, I would say, almost innately curious. They're, tell me more. True. What's happening? What's going on? What do you really like? What do you want? And get into the guts of it. Again, the deep part, not just the superficial answer that might come back initially, but the deeper. And so for those that might be listening to this, the question then becomes, is this right for me? And, are you looking for a holistic training? Are you looking for something that goes deeper than the superficial, task-oriented doingness of life? And do you have a personality that is innately curious, that's looking towards the possibility to support an individual to move through, their life's journey, their corporate journey, in a manner that's mindful, that's supportive for them and their organization? And you and I have trained a lot of those people now.
That's right.
Top level people, C-level people, C-1 people, HR directors, learning and development people. And they go back into their organizations, and a lot of them have become really excellent internal coaches.